I've ridden 9 suspended coasters all across America. Before April of 2026, none stood out to me as my favorite or as great rides. But now I think my favorite inverted coaster is Flight Deck at California's Great America. I cannot compare this to anything else. It is just so epic. It is a B&M invert and it is short but sweet. Only 34 seconds of ride time from the first drop to the final brakes. If you compare that to most coasters, which hover over 50 seconds, you'll see that Flight Deck is not long at all. Anyways, that's beside the point. This is really a great ride. So in today's review, I will be giving you a breakdown of all the elements on this ride, what row to ride in, and in the end, I will give it a final score out of 10. First, before we start, I just wanted to point out that only 12% of you guys are subscribed. So if you've seen one of my videos before, or even if this is your first time watching and you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing. It means the world to me. So to start, this ride opened up on March 19th of 1993 under the original name of Top Gun, themed to the movie. It was renamed to Flight Deck for the 2008 season after Cedar Fair purchased Paramount Parks, the company that originally owned California's Great America. It can run with up to 2 trains on the track at a time, each seating 28 passengers with 7 rows, one less than most B&M inverts, which have 8. If I had to recommend a specific seat or row for this ride, it would be the far left seat in the back row. The way you just get inches from touching the water during the final helix is so cool. Anyways, when you walk up to this attraction, it has a cool entrance sign and the 0G roll is flying right over your head. I imagine if you had no idea this ride existed, it would be a pretty great first impression for this ride. In my opinion, the queue is really cool. I like all the fighter jet props and the plane-related theming. Sure, it may not stack up to like the Universal stuff, but it's still great for a amusement park. So, after waiting in a line that can vary from 15 to 45 minutes, you enter the station. To call it a station is kind of being generous also. It looks like something straight out of my Planet Coaster 2 theme parks. Seriously, Great America, you don't have to copy SeaWorld. A lot of the coasters in this park suffer from the same problem. Anyways, you enter your old school invert trains, turn to the right, and start climbing up your lift hill. Like most inverts, after the lift hill, you drop out of your train lift into a leftwards banked twisted drop. I was actually very impressed with this moment in the back because I'm used to shallow drops on Silver Bullet and the Batman clones, but this one almost gives you airtime. It's crazy. You drop down to the floor and go into the first inversion of the ride, a vertical loop. How surprising. I don't remember having anything to say about it other than that it's a vertical loop. You twist to the right into an upward helix, but you drop out around the 300-degree point, unlike most traditional helixes. Then you go into the really picturesque 0G roll going over the entrance sign I told you about earlier. It is a really good moment that whips you a ton, especially if you're sitting in the back row. Then you whip to the left, then bank to the right, which gives you a moment to catch your breath. I compared this moment to the turnaround section of the Batman clones. It's really similar. If there's a dead part of this ride, it would be this. Now it's time for the best part of the ride, the finale. You drop down so you're closer to the water, and then whip into the most out-of-place corkscrew you will ever meet. You're going about 45 miles an hour, and this corkscrew is like tiny. Like, it's less than 15 feet tall, and I'm all for it. Then you transition into the final helix right atop the water. You bank to the left and go into this insane 270-degree helix. It is so fun. Maybe it's not as intense as the one on Silver Bullet, but it's 10 times more fun. You really have to see it for yourself to know what I'm talking about. After that, you twist up, bank to the right, and snap into the brake run, ending a very short but sweet coaster. The music that they play is perfectly timed to start when you've just finished saying, "What the heck just happened?" The music is also very cool. I can't show you what it's like though, for copyright reasons. If I had to compare this to another invert, it would definitely be Batman at Six Flags Over Georgia. Even though I haven't ridden it, it looks way faster than most inverts. So for Flight Deck's final score, I will give it a 10 out of 10. It is so fun and smooth also. It will be mourned over when the inevitable closure of California's Great America happens.